International Labour Organization, ILO, and collective bargaining. Globalization and industries. Meaning of globalization. Globalization refers to the increasing interconnectedness and interdependence of the world economies, cultures, and populations, brought about by cross-border trade, investment, information technology, and migration. In terms of industries, globalization implies integration of national economies with the global market, movement of goods, capital, technology, and labor across borders, influence of multinational corporations, MNCs, and international policies, e.g., WTO, IMF, World Bank, on local industries. B. Globalization's influences on industrial relations. Globalization has significantly altered the dynamics of industrial relations in several ways. Shift in labor management power balance. Global competition often gives employers more bargaining power, sometimes at the expense of workers' rights. Growth of non-standard employment. Rise in contractual, temporary, and gig jobs, reducing job security and weakening union strength. Erosion of trade unions. Unionization has declined in many sectors due to outsourcing, automation, and policies favoring capital over labor. Introduction of international labor standards. Pressure from international bodies and MNCs has also led to better working conditions and compliance in some sectors. Greater emphasis on skills and productivity. To remain competitive, companies demand higher skills and better performance, reshaping training and industrial policies. C. Impact of globalization on industries with respect to India. 1. Positive impact. Increased foreign direct investment, FDI, open economy policies post-1991 attracted global investors, boosting sectors like IT, telecom, automobiles, etc. Technology transfer. Indian industries gained access to advanced machinery, software, and global best practices. Employment generation. Growth of service and export industries created new jobs, especially in IT, BPO, retail, and manufacturing hubs. Boost to export-oriented industries. Sectors like textiles, pharmaceuticals, and gems and jewelry have flourished due to access to global markets. Improved quality and competitiveness. Exposure to global competition pushed Indian firms to improve product quality, productivity, and customer service. 2. Negative impact. Deindustrialization of traditional sectors. Small-scale and local industries faced stiff competition from imported goods, leading to closures and job losses. Informalization of labor. Rise of contractual and informal jobs has reduced job security, benefits, and union coverage. Widening wage inequality. High-skilled workers benefit more than low-skilled ones, increasing income and regional disparities. Environmental degradation. Rapid industrial growth has contributed to pollution and resource depletion in many industrial zones. Cultural and social displacement. Industrial expansion often leads to displacement of local communities, loss of indigenous livelihoods, and social unrest. International Labour Organization, ILO. A. Describe meaning and background of ILO. The International Labour Organization, ILO, is a specialized agency of the United Nations, founded in 1919 as part of the Treaty of Versailles after World War I. Its headquarters is in Geneva, Switzerland. The ILO is the only tripartite UN agency, meaning it brings together governments, employers, workers. Its purpose is to promote decent work, social justice, and internationally recognized human and labor rights. India is a founding member of the ILO. B. Objectives of ILO. The main objectives of the ILO are to promote rights at work and improve labor conditions, to encourage decent employment opportunities for all, to enhance social protection, e.g., health, retirement, maternity benefits, to strengthen dialogue between employers, workers, and governments, to eliminate forced labor, child labor, and discrimination in the workplace, to ensure fair wages, safe working conditions, and adequate rest and leisure time. C. Role of ILO. The ILO plays a major role in improving global labor standards and work-related issues. Its roles include standard setting, formulates international labor standards through conventions and recommendations. Technical assistance, provides help to countries in creating policies and programs for employment, social security, and labor law. Research and publications, conducts global studies and releases reports on labor issues, such as the World Employment Report. Capacity building, offers training and support to workers, employers, and government institutions. Promoting social dialogue, encourages tripartite consultations among governments, employers, and workers to shape fair labor policies. D. A supervisory role of ILO. The ILO ensures that member states comply with the international labor standards they ratify. It supervises through Committee of Experts on the Application of Conventions and Recommendations, CECR. Reviews reports submitted by countries and gives feedback. Conference Committee on the Application of Standards. Discusses serious or consistent violations of ILO standards. Complaints and representations. Allows unions and employers' organizations to file complaints about violations of ratified conventions. Follow-up and monitoring. Assists countries in implementing reforms and changes based on recommendations. E. Major functions of ILO. 1. Formulating international labor standards. Through conventions, binding, and recommendations, guidelines. 2. Promoting employment and livelihood. Through policies aimed at creating decent jobs. 3. Protecting workers' rights. Against discrimination, child labor, forced labor, and unsafe conditions. 4. Providing technical assistance. In areas like labor administration, industrial relations, training, and labor law reform. 5. Collecting and disseminating labor statistics and research. Provides data, analysis, and publications on global labor trends. 6. Promoting social justice and equity. Ensures fairness and equality in employment, especially for vulnerable and marginalized groups. 7. Encouraging social dialogue between governments, employers, and workers to maintain peace and cooperation in the workplace. Collective bargaining. Definitions. According to Beatrice Webb, collective bargaining is a method of determining the terms of employment and conditions of service by means of negotiations between an organized body of workers and an employer or group of employers. According to Stevens, collective bargaining is a social control technique for reflecting and transmitting the basic power relationships between management and unions. According to Edwin B. Flippo, collective bargaining is a process in which the representatives of a labor organization and the representatives of management attempt to negotiate a mutually acceptable labor agreement. According to Professor Alan Flanders, collective bargaining is primarily a political rather than an economic process. It is a rulemaking process. It is a method of fixing the rules that govern labor management relations. The objectives of collective bargaining: to ensure fair wages and better working conditions, to maintain industrial peace and harmonious relations, to protect the interests of both workers and employers, to promote democratic participation in the workplace, to resolve conflicts through negotiation rather than confrontation, to establish mechanisms for handling grievances and disputes, to develop a mutual understanding and cooperative relationship. C. Types of collective bargaining. Distributive bargaining, win-lose bargaining. Focuses on dividing a fixed amount of resources, e.g., wages or benefits. Typically adversarial, where gain for one party results in a loss for the other. Example, negotiating a wage increase. Integrative bargaining, win-win bargaining. Involves cooperation to find mutually beneficial solutions. Focus is on problem solving rather than competing. Example, working together to improve productivity and share the gains. D. Elements of collective bargaining. Issues for consideration. Wages and salary structures. Working hours and conditions. Job security and promotions. Health and safety measures. Employee benefits, e.g., bonuses, leave, insurance. Grievance redressal systems. Union recognition and rights. 2. The procedure for consideration. Preparation, research, formation of negotiating teams. Presentation, proposals and demands exchanged. Negotiation, discussion and compromise on various issues. Agreement, drafting of a formal collective agreement. Ratification, approval by both union members and management. Implementation and monitoring. 3. Collective agreements and their implementation. A collective agreement is a written contract between employer and employees, through union representatives. It includes terms of employment, dispute resolution procedures, and validity period. Implementation involves putting the agreed terms into practice and ensuring compliance by both sides. Mechanisms for addressing violations are also included. E. Collective bargaining process. Preparation. Gathering information, identifying issues, and setting objectives. Formation of negotiation teams. Negotiation. Meetings between union and management representatives. Exchange of demands and offers. Use of persuasion, bargaining strategies, and compromise. Bargaining and resolution. Reaching a tentative agreement through discussions. May involve mediation or conciliation in case of deadlock. Agreement. Finalization and documentation of the terms. Signing by both parties. Implementation. Enforcing the agreed terms in the workplace. Monitoring compliance and resolving any disputes. Evaluation. Reviewing the effectiveness of the agreement. Using feedback for future negotiations.
Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. See you in next video.